The 5 states with no sales tax. I got my little Walmart bill here. I just got back from Walmart. And I rang up $73 of groceries. It cost me $2.14 in tax. All right, now in Georgia, the state doesn't tax you on groceries, but the locality does. So we have a 3% sales tax on groceries in the locality and here in Alpharetta. All right. So I started looking at some of my Amazon orders, and that was 7.75. So groceries are 3, Amazon is 7.75, and I just, let's see, 3 plus 7.75. We'll just say I pay 5% on average for sales tax here in Georgia. Do I spend $100,000 a year? Well, I got family of 6. I certainly guarantee you we do. So if you spend $100,000 a year, that's $5,000. My property tax is what? Well, my property tax is about $7,000. All right, so $7,000 in a property tax, $5,000 for sales tax, and income tax on top of that, Georgia. I think it's 5.5. Now, I'm just saying that for example because I'm starting to think like when you retire, I'm going to downsize. Charlotte and we're going to downsize. So inherently, we're not going to spend as much on sales tax. We're not going to have as much property tax, that's for sure. Income tax could be the same because income is not contingent on how many kids you have. So, but income tax is a lot easier to negotiate once you're in retirement because if you're not working and just getting Social Security and whatnot, that's one thing. But sales and property tax are a tough one. So I started thinking like, man, the sales tax, they really get you. If you spend money, sales tax is probably a bigger bugaboo than property tax. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. I just looked at my thing and said, wow, I did pay 3% on groceries, and we buy a lot of groceries. But you never see it. Kind of like you never see a property tax if it's escrow, if that makes sense. So I'm just thinking out loud here, man. Like, okay, from a pure perspective of, building wealth for the future, sales tax really needs to be looked at. I've always kind of just like, what's the big deal? But now, look, hold on a second. Here's my electric bill, 7.75 on sales tax. That's an extra $16. Let's see. Here's my gas bill. Sales tax, $12. Here's my cable bill. $10. So if you consume $100,000 worth of goods, you're probably spending $5, and I guarantee we do because we have a bigger house than you in terms of household. But you're probably looking at $10,000 to $15,000. So if you have a big family, you really need to be in a place that has no sales tax, even if the property taxes are high. Interesting. So let's look at this. It literally just hit me. I was like, wait a second. So if you're living in one of these states, there is no tax on your electricity. There is no tax on your natural gas. There's no tax on your cable. There's no tax on your food. There's no tax on your Amazon orders. You name it. Actually, let me pause real quick. Have I ever, trying to think. Hold on a second. I looked through my orders for Amazon, which I've sent my book out to people, see if I had anyone from Delaware or Oregon or New Hampshire or some of the other states where it doesn't have a sales tax, to see if there's a sales tax added when I place the order, and I couldn't find it. So I'm not going to kill myself looking for that. But anyway, let's look at the 5 states. All right, so we got Alaska, Delaware, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oregon do not impose a state sales tax. I got to tell you, man, that Delaware is starting to look pretty fancy to me for a place to retire. So if we go into, there's this website right here, and I looked at the places I used to live. It's not 085. I can't remember the zip code in Haddonfield, but it's right north of Mickleton in Camden County. I just can't remember the zip code. 0803, I can't remember. But anyway, so I typed in 08056. Here you got 6 and 5/8, 6.625 in Mickleton. I go to Peaks Island for 108, as you know, where I was raised, right here. You got 5.5% in Peaks Island in Maine. 04107, I think. Is that Portland? What's 04107? Cape Elizabeth, Maine, 5.5. So Maine's 5.5. All right. I also lived in 22301 in Alexandria, Virginia. 6. All right. I live here right now, 30004. It's gonna be 7.5, 7.3. Yeah, look at that, 7th man. All right. 85024. Live there. 8.6 in Phoenix, dude. 8.6, nuts. 7800. The sales tax is what always gets overlooked. I lived in Bernie, Texas, 8.5, 8.25 in Bernie, Kendall County. Where else? We lived in 22821, Dayton, Virginia, 5.3. And I can't remember what it was when I lived in New York. 13602. Is that it? What's 12? That can't be in Watertown, is it? Holy crap! I remember that. Yikes! How the hell do I remember that? 8% combined. Eesh. I can't remember where else. But anyway, so that's seems like I'm missing something, but I forgot. We've got New Jersey, got Virginia. All right, but anyway, so that's a pretty good thing here. So you can get a gauge. And you say, okay, if I lived in Fort Drum, I spent $100,000. It costs me $8,000, which is more than my freaking property tax here. Huh. Anyway, so let's read the list here. So we're gonna go down. Many people don't factor in sales taxes when they're looking at tax friendliness. Yeah, that's a mistake. 45 states plus DC have imposed one. The combined local, state, and local levy can be hefty too. In fact, Tennessee has the highest at 9.5. It's a big bite out of your wallet every time you make a purchase. On the flip side, states that don't impose a sales tax are Alaska, Delaware, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oregon. Residents are often hit hard with other taxes like income or property taxes. After all, money for roads and schools has to come from somewhere. New Hampshire has some of the highest real estate taxes in the country. In Oregon, income tax are almost 10%, which is the 4th highest in the nation. All right, but let's take a look. So Alaska, wow, look at that. Sales tax on the last frontier has no state sales tax. Localities can levy sales taxes, which can be as high as 7.5. But according to Tax Foundation, the average is only 1.76. So there's no state sales tax, no state income tax. But man, it's Alaska. Actually, pretty property tax, not significantly high either. I mean, it's high, but it's not with no state income tax, no state sales tax, a local tax. Alaska is not but the cost of goods are up there expensive. Delaware, I'm telling you, I think this might be the most favorable tax state there is. Wyoming's pretty good too, but man, Wyoming. No state sales or local sales tax. It's interesting to note that in response to Delaware, New Jersey halved its sales tax in Salem County, which borders Delaware. Yeah. Income tax is low, 6.6% on the high end. Or low is 2.2, but 6.6 on the high end, and property tax are actually quite low, the lowest among the states featured on this list. So I'm telling you, Delaware is looking better. Montana, why would that be their thing for Montana? That's weird. No state sales tax, but some resort destinations can have one. Income taxes are on the high end, 6.9% of taxable income, and property taxes aren't cheap, but they're middling. New Hampshire doesn't have an income tax, doesn't have a sales tax. They do tax dividends and interest, but property taxes are high. And then finally, we got Oregon. No state sales tax, income tax. If you make more than $250,000, you're gonna pay 9.9, but you don't pay a state sales tax. A kicker tax credit may be available on tax returns for odd-numbered years. The credit is authorized if actual state revenues exceeded forecast by 2% or more. Makes my head spin. And the property taxes are moderate and the moderate to high, but not extraordinarily high. Moderately on the high end, but not extraordinarily high. So that's pretty good, man. Huh? I have to revisit Oregon. I can't live in those places. Too many freaks in terms of Antifa. And just liberals. You just can't. I mean, look, it's one thing to have the old liberals, but nowadays, man, even though that's where Sniffy Joe's from, whether I just said I can't live in Oregon, but looking at Delaware, I don't know, man. New Hampshire might be where it's at, but it's just cold. Huh. All right, so what are some of the issues that are affecting you that we need to be wary of? Utility tax, property tax on, you name it. Someone put in Arizona, you can't go off grid If you're going to put PV, solar photovoltaic. So it's like, what are some of the stuff that you are aware of that would keep people say, ooh, I didn't think about that about your state. All right. Love to hear your comments. Thanks now.